It's Steve, welcome back to Clear Direct. It has been a crazy summer. It has been an awesome summer, culminated in Oshkosh, which is probably why a lot of you are here, and that's why I'm doing this video. I'm gonna update you on my build, and then I'm gonna get in a little bit of the background of who the heck Steve from Clear Direct is. But I took a couple weeks off to kind of regain some sanity, take a break from the build, recover from Oshkosh, and spend it with my kids because I was about to go back to work for the first time in a year, and I needed that break. But I got to thinking that I need to kind of build this relationship with you because this is the community I want to be in. More on that in a second. I've hit a milestone on the build, more on that in a second. So let's go back to Oshkosh. Oshkosh was amazing. It was first time flying in.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Oshkosh. I'm glad you're here.
We made it. That was madness. I had been there once, 25 years ago. My friend Gerhardt and I drove from California. I regretted nothing about going this year. We left early because of that storm that came in on Wednesday, and the only person I regret not meeting was Cory Robin. I didn't make it down to the Stoll area in the evenings. I planned on it, but we just had to bug out early. We made the right decision there. So, speaking of Cory, this is his second channel called Relaxing Flights. This is, speaking of Wisconsin, this is the Wisconsin River. But I got lucky and I was in the right place in the right time and got to meet Mike Patey. And that's, again, why a lot of you are here. And he was just absolutely so gracious with his time. And he is just as passionate about Scrappy and aviation as he comes off on camera. So thank you to Mike for making that happen. And of course, after I met him, you do that whole, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I thank him for his contributions to aviation? One of my heroes. So for those of you who are meeting me for the first time, hello. Sorry to disappoint you. I am no Mike Patey. The thought of you having just finished up a Scrappy video and then YouTube's algorithm recommends for some reason my video scares the bejesus out of me. If I had that mentality all the time, I would never make another video. So all I can be is me. So that's why I kind of wanted to give you a little bit of background about who the heck I am after I give you an update on the build. But first, if you haven't figured it out right now, I'm a bit of a goofball. It may not come off on camera on this YouTube channel. It definitely comes across on my Instagram if you want to see me up to my shenanigans.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to cheat on you with that sexy kid, Fox.
I get the RANS day after tomorrow. I like to have a lot of fun. I just think life is too short.
All right, little flight tip for when you're bored. This is a lot of fun for idiots like me.
Okay, before I get into the build, what's next? For this channel, I've got a Napa travel vlog coming. I went out to the coast and visited a fellow S-21 builder who was gracious enough to give us, this community, a lot of tips. He was like kit number 7, so he's very experienced in his build. So I'll put that together. I'm actually gonna go back to Oshkosh to learn how to wire the avionics. Spoiler alert, I'm going all Garmin G3X Touch with light IFR, and so I don't know how to wire that right now, but Jessica Veruda assures me that with a little bit of training, she can teach me, so I'll try to capture as much as I can and relay that to you. I'm excited to also get my engine in a few weeks. I'll have a full video on what engine choice and why, but I have hit a milestone. I'm about third done with this project. I've finished off all the flying surfaces, so now I'm about to start on the tail cone, which is kind of the empennage, and then we'll made it to the fuselage cage. Okay, over to a little bit of who I am. I was born and raised in Southern California, not to aviation parents. In fact, both my parents were marriage and family therapists. My dad was the therapist to the Menendez brothers' parents when they got blown away. Needless to say, didn't want to get into that field. Went kind of the opposite and went technical, and luckily I had a neighbor who was building a Lancer in his garage, and that absolutely set the hook for me. I couldn't consume enough aviation, especially experimental aviation, but I didn't really have an obvious route to doing that. Went to Cal Poly to become an aeronautical engineer. Thought that that's the way it was for me, following Burt Rutan's footsteps. Well, I had Calculus 1 and had a Russian instructor, didn't speak much English. Struggled and said, yeah, no, let's fly these jets, not design them. So finished off college having had a lot more fun. Time for fun to come to an end. Time to get a career, and I talked to a recruiter. Was lucky enough to get a pilot slot. And then you're gonna notice a theme to this. I got lucky a lot, and I have a lot of people to thank along the way. But I did get lucky in the fact that I not only got a pilot slot, but I got picked up for NJEP, which is the Euro-NATO Joint Jet Pilot Training, where pretty much everybody who graduates with decent abilities gets a fighter jet. So I got F-15s out of there, went to Anchorage, Alaska for 3 years, then went to Eglin Air Force Base, and then became a test pilot where I had various radar, missile, and software programs for the F-15.
Talk away. Circles away.
Again, luck punched a ticket for me to get a good Air National Guard job. Kingsley Field in Southern Oregon, I became an instructor pilot in the Air National Guard, but on active duty orders. Did that for about 6 years and thought, you know what, it's probably a great idea to go get an airline job now. Went off to the airline for 1.5 years, and then after that, I was able to scrounge up 3 years of orders and put the airline thing on hold for a while, and utilize my safety experience and become the chief of safety for the 142nd Fighter Wing in Portland, Oregon, and still fly F-15s and sit alert. We were the guys that intercepted the stolen Q400.
That was a little bit. I'm coming back though.
Fun career, but in October 2020, it was just time to hang it up. Go back to the airline, although COVID was in full force, so my airline said, stay home, we'll give you a little bit of pay to stay home, and I said, ooh, let's build a plane. I've always wanted to do that. So that's where this happened. I was watching all these Trent Palmer videos, all these Cory Robin videos going,
Backcountry bush plane.
I always thought it was gonna be Lance Air. This is where it is right now. Who knows, maybe in the future I'll build some sweet looking Velocity or composite awesome thing in the future. But right now I'm having such a ball with this. All right, enough talking about me. I'm a lot more comfortable talking about the build or aviation in general, but that is the full circle, which is, that's what started it in, 1983 with Ray Moddard across the street building a Lance Air, to now me building an experimental. But this is where I want to be, and I'm so happy to be here. I know, crazy. This is where I want to be after flying fighters and being an airline pilot. Yeah, all that stuff was awesome, but I just feel the most comfortable talking general aviation and backcountry bush flying that I know nothing about, relatively speaking. Yeah, I got my tailwheel endorsement, did some backcountry training in Idaho, but I know enough to know that I have a lot to learn. Whew, thanks for being here. I'd like to do a Q&A soon, so leave any questions you've got in the comments and I'll film one of those in the near future. But until next time, it's Steve, you're clear direct.